Hi guys, this is Bobby again with Bobby Stamps, and I have another card that I have designed for my Orlando card swaps. So if you're watching this, I am in Orlando and I have scheduled these to post while I am away. I'm at On Stage in Orlando, Florida for Stampin' Up's 30th anniversary, and we do card swaps there. So people all over the convention center will be swapping cards. You give them one of your cards that you designed, they'll give you one. We put our names on the back, the name of the card, and everything that we use to make the card, so that way when they get home, if they want to recreate the card, they can. So this card is called Pop Out Swing Card. All of mine that I did, you guys probably already saw my squash card, but all of mine I did were basically fun fold cards. Now I have another one that I'm not going to post it until I get back, just because I don't have enough time to get it done, and it's a little bit detailed. So I will post that one. I will show it to you at the end of this video, but I will post it after I get back sometime in the upcoming weeks. So this is how this card works. I think it's super cute. I had never seen this until I designed it for today. So what we'll do, I'll tell you everything that I used to make the card. I used the Enjoy Life stamp set, the Artisan Texture stamp set, and the Pop of Petal stamp set. I'm going to use Mango Melody ink, Pineapple Punch ink, Pure Pizzazz, and Soft Sea Foam. I did ink around a few, on the edges on a few things. I'll show you that in a minute. And then I also used the Pearl Basic Jewel rhinestones. And I'm also going to use the Pop of Petal, the punch that comes with that stamp set. I used the layering ovals and the layering square framelits. And so you're going to need your Big Shot. So the first thing I'm going to do is tell you, I have my card base is Soft Sea Foam, and I'm just going to score that. Okay. And then the first thing I'm going to do before I run it through the Big Shot and create my window is I'm going to ink my little design that I want on the outside. And I'm going to use Soft Sea Foam for that. And now I have a paper towel here. Actually, I'm going to use something a little bit straighter. I'm going to just lay a piece of Whisper White cardstock right on my score line. And then I'm going to take this image from the Pop of Petals, and I am just going to randomly, and I'm going to turn it so they're not all going in the same direction. And I really wished I would have put a piece of scrap paper down. Hold on just a second, because I do have a piece right here. So I'm just going to lay that down so I don't have to worry about getting my mat. I need to get a new mat. I use it so much. So you just, basically we're just turning that image and just kind of stamping off to the side. Okay. Now let's move this stuff out of the way, and I will bring in my Big Shot. I'm going to move everything out of the way that I can possibly get out of the way, because it takes up a little bit of room. Okay, so what we're going to do is take our card base, and now I don't even know what I did with it. Oh, I moved it over with my paper. I was like, where did I put my card? So we're just going to leave it opened like it is, and you're just going to center that. I'm just going to slide this out just a little bit. So we're just going to center this where you want it on your card, and I'm basically looking here. I don't really care. I kind of on purpose want it up a little bit higher, because we want to make sure that our sentiment is going to fit on the bottom. So I'm basically really looking at the sides to make sure, and then you want to make sure that you have a square. Okay, and then just put your platform on there. And then the good thing about this card is you're not going to waste your square. We are going to use that, so don't toss that out. Okay, I'm just going to lay this out of the way. I'm going to go ahead and cut out my pieces for my sentiment, even though I don't have it stamped. just because it's not that hard to do, to stamp it. It's kind of a bigger image. So I'm just going to trim my cardstock down. We're going to use this to stamp our flowers on. And then I'm going to do the same thing with a piece of Mango Melody. We'll just run this through. We'll just get the big shot stuff out of our way. And I did forget to mention too, I also used the clear Wink of Stella on this card. Let's move that out of the way. And pop those out. Put my framelits up so I don't have to worry about losing them. I can't believe that I have like a little trash can on my counter, and both of those that I tossed, I made it. I'm not a sports person, but I can't believe I made those baskets. I'm impressed with myself. Okay, so let me grab, I think I might need to, I don't think I have my piece of Whisper White, so I will be right back. Okay guys, I'm back, and I did just remember when I went to cut this piece, I will not be able to share that card with you, the last card. I will have to wait until I do the video for it because this is an organized swap and it can't be seen until after the people at the convention get it, and we're not swapping until Friday. So I won't be able to show that to you on this video. I'm very sorry about that. I just now remembered that. But this piece of Whisper White is 4 1/4 by 6, and I'm going to grab my stamp pad again and grabbing some grid paper. So what I'm going to do next is we are going to, I'll just tell you the measurements before I get started. So this is the piece that we just cut out. You're going to keep that. And then I have a piece of Mango Melody that is 2 1/2 by 2 1/2, and my piece of Whisper White is 2 1/4 by 2 1/4. Okay. And then our inside piece of Whisper White is 4 1/4 by 6. And then you just saw that I cut these two out for our sentiment. So I think the first thing I'm going to do is we'll just take care of all of the outside while we're here. So what I did for this piece, and I'm just going to grab a tiny piece of paper so I can still see my map. So what I did with this piece is I'm going to take soft seafoam, and I have a piece of scrap grid paper laying here. I'm going to take from the Artisan Textures this image, and I am going to stamp off. I know it's super light, but I just wanted texture in the back, and I want to be able to I'm going to stamp those leaves again in this soft seafoam, and I want them to be visible. And if I wouldn't have done that, stamped off with that image, you wouldn't be able to see it. So I'm just going to get one going in that direction, and then one kind of up there, and then one right there towards the bottom. Okay, so that is that. I'm going to take my sponge dauber, and I'm just going to ink around the edges of this. It just kind of gives it a nice finish, I think, so it's not so stark white around the corners. I like that. I like that image, that visual. And you can do as much or as less as you like. Okay, so that is all of that. Oh, one more thing. I'm going to wait though to do it. So let's go ahead while we have soft seafoam open, and I'm going to take my piece of Whisper White. This is just a scrap piece, and it doesn't matter which image you do. Now I found if I marked which one needed to go to the bottom, it made it much easier when I went to pop it out with the punch, because that can be a little bit tricky to line that up. So I'm doing this one in soft seafoam, and I think that's all that we need soft seafoam for. If we're going to close that up. I could be wrong, we might have to go back, but for right now I'm going to say that we're good on that. And then I'm going to take my piece of Mango Melody and open up this piece of this ink Mango Melody, and I'm going to take the other image, and I've got my little dots there at the bottom, and I'm just going to do the same thing, just stamp that one. And then let's go ahead and do the sentiment on here. I don't think I have it out actually. Hold on just a minute, let me find it. Yep, it's this one in here. I have so many that I used on this card. And this one says, "Thank you kindly." Let me see if I can find it. There it is. There's so many stamps I used for this one, I missed this one. So let me grab a block. Hopefully I still have one that will fit that. I'm going to move this out of the way, grab my oval, and then I'm just going to ink this right up in Mango Melody and stamp it right in the center, right like that. Okay? And then we'll close this. Well, I'm going to leave it open because I think what I'm going to do next, we'll move on to doing the inside of this piece. I do think I'm going to go ahead and layer these. I got ink on that, so I'm just going to flip it over. I'm going to go ahead and layer this sentiment just so I can kind of keep my pieces together. When we get ready to put the card together, it'll go together much more smoothly than if we're looking for everything. Okay, now for the inside of the card, where did I put the card? I have two cards that I'm looking at. One is a real mess because it was the one that I used for my template. So I am going to close this up just for right now, and we're going to open up Pear Pizzazz, and I need the soft seafoam again. Okay, let me bring that in a little bit closer. So what I did, the first thing I did was I did the grass at the bottom. So I'm just going to put that right there so I don't have to worry about getting my mat a mess. We will have to score this in a minute, but we can do that later. So what I did was just use the grass image from the Enjoy Life. And you want to leave some spaces because we're going to fill in with the lighter green with the soft seafoam. And you want to go high and low so you can have that variance. Let me grab a chamois, clean that off so we can now go in with the soft seafoam. So I'm just going to pat that dry just a little bit. I'm going to ink it up. I'm going to test it on this piece first because it's so light. I really want to make sure that I get a good color there. So this one I'm just going to kind of go a little bit higher, and then we'll go a little bit lower right there, and then you're just filling it in. That's basically what we're doing. Now I don't like the way that this looks because it doesn't look natural to me. So I'm going to clean that off. I'm going to pat it a little bit dry, and I'm going to bring back in Pear Pizzazz, and then I'm just going to do just something like this, just like that. I think that looks better. Okay, just kind of fill it in. I didn't like the empty spots that I was seeing there. Okay, so then let's grab, we've got two shaped butterflies. One kind of like goes to the side. I'll show you right there on that one. And then the other one I'm going to do in Pear Pizzazz over here, and we're just going to kind of put them there. And so we're going to do this with both, all three of these colors. So let's close these two up. I believe we're all done with those. And then we'll do the Mango Melody, and I'm going to clean off the two little butterflies. Okay, I'm just going to pat that dry. Clean off my grass while I'm cleaning that one off. And then we'll just do the Mango Melody. We'll do one there. And I'm not sure, where this is going to fall on the score line. You could have scored it first if you wanted to, but I like to do it last because then I don't have to worry about stamping on it and it not being a good. Now I will stamp the sentiment last because I do want to make sure that I get that centered. Okay, so we will go back to the Mango Melody once we score, but for right now we're just going to not worry about that. So then I'm just going to take the butterfly again, And we're going to bring him in the pineapple punch. And let's see, where do we want to put him out? Let's do one. Well, we've got one right there. We'll do one right up there. Okay. Now we will go ahead and score this. Then we can do, sorry, I have to move so much stuff out of the way before I can bring this in. So I'm just going to use my Simply scoreboard to do this, or Stampin' Trimmer, I'm sorry. So we're going to score it at 2 inches. And like I said, you could do this before, and this wouldn't be an issue of, you know, maybe going through one of your butterflies or whatever, but I did really good on that. I got very lucky that I didn't do that. Now I'm going to bring my mat back in and open up Mango Melody and stamp that sentiment right in the center. Okay, and then we're just going to do it right in the center, right like that. Okay. Now, what we're going to do is this is going to fold this way. Okay. And we also need to punch out our flowers. So this will line up perfectly because I have that marked where I know it's going to line up. So that was very easy. You should have seen me though until I figured out which direction and then finally got smart and marked them. Okay. And I'm going to open up the soft seafoam. I want to sponge around the edges on this again just because I really didn't like the white showing, and I really went even on top. You could actually lay your paper down if you wanted to, and this is actually what I did because I had so many of these to do. I just laid it down and it just made it so much easier to go around it like that. And then you could do the Mango Melody one, this one, if you wanted to, but you don't have to. Now what I'm going to do is we're going to layer these pieces. So let's just go ahead and whoops. You're just going to center it. Okay. I'm going to do the same thing. Now this piece we want to make sure that we're putting it down in the right direction. I think I got snail on that. It was on my table, and then when I picked it up, okay, so I have one of the adhesive removers. Well, okay, I couldn't find it, fell down in the, so look, I really wish that they wouldn't have gotten rid of these. These things are amazing. Okay, so that took care of that. Now, one thing I did when doing this is you want to make sure that your flower is as much on this part as it can be, so it doesn't interfere with the opening. As you can see, this one is kind of rubbing there just a little bit. So you do kind of want it to be up a little bit, maybe like this, and then something like that. But what I did, I kind of looked to see where I wanted that image, the little flower image in the background. So what I'm going to do is just take this one, and I just kind of went like that and like that, and then I just kind of put my flowers around them, and it really, everything lined up pretty well. So then I'm going to take a dimensional and put on the back, and then put another dimensional on the back of this one. And then you can kind of place them where you think you want them to be, something like that. So let's go ahead and just put that one right there. And then we'll put this one kind of right there, I think. Okay. And then we'll take 2 of our bigger pearls, grab my piercing tool. You guys, I should really be in bed. I don't even want to tell you what time it is. And I have to get up at 5 a.m. to head out of town to catch my plane. And I'm working on this video because I haven't posted a video in a while. And I wanted to post something for you guys because I felt bad because it's been a while since I've done anything. So, now what we're going to do is we're going to put the inside on the inside of the card. So what we're going to do is, let me find it. What you want to do is line this up. We're going to put snail only on this side of the back side of this. But first we want to open up, we're going to make sure that we have this inside here exactly where we want it. Okay, and then I used Tombow because you really want a strong adhesive and you want to have a few minutes to straighten it up if you need to straighten it up. So, and these were swaps. I wanted people to get use out of them and like them, and my name was going to be on them, so all that good stuff. So let's just make sure that we have it straight. That looks good. Now I'm going to open this up really quick and then just kind of straighten it. Okay, and then I'm just going to close that. Now I'm going to take this piece and put in there, but like I said, we're only going to put glue right here. So you could use snail, you could use Tombow. So I'm just going to use my Tombow because that's what I used on the original. And then you're just going to put that in there. Now you don't want to touch this because you do want to let it dry. So I think what we can do is let's go ahead and add our pearl to the outside on that corner. Okay, I'll put that right there. Let's go ahead and add that to the card front. I don't think I used dimensionals. It doesn't look like I did. So we'll just use some Tombow. And we're just going to center that. Right like that. Now one thing, yeah, we can't open it yet. It's still drying. One thing that I forgot to do, dang it, and I wanted to show you guys is this was the coolest trick. And let me see. I don't know if I can get this off there now. I think I can. Okay. So what you want to do, I'm so glad that that worked out that way. What you want to do is take a couple of strips, and I don't have the exact measurement on these. Just fold them in two. Okay, and then I just want to look at my open end. I'm just making sure that I'm showing you guys how to put them on there right. So, your creased in, where you have your fold, put a little bit of Tombow on it. Open this up. And this is going to go, I have to look at that again. I totally forgot what I was just looking at. So we want to put it like this. Okay. And you do want to make sure that it's not longer than what your card, you don't want it to stick out. So what I'm going to do is just slide that down just a smidge. And then I'm just going to trim it. Like I said, I didn't pre-measure these. And it doesn't have to be the whole length back here. I just don't want it to interfere where that score line is. That's the only reason I'm trimming that off right there. Okay. And then this one I am going to kind of eyeball it, and I'm just going to fold it. This does not have to be exact. This is just a good way to ensure that it opens. I've seen these done both ways, and I've seen a lady, I can't remember her name now, that did it. And she's seen a lady that did it, is where she got the idea from. And it was, because sometimes if you don't have that mechanism on there, this piece right here is going to be rolled by this piece, which it's, you know, it could go back and forth, and this could go through, and then it's not going to open right. So that's the whole purpose of that. Then you fold this back, and then you want to make sure when you do this, that it's not going to interfere there. So I'm going to cut these off just a little bit. I don't want it on that fold, okay? Then you're going to take a little bit of Tombow, and I would have done this first. I'm kind of doing it out of sequence. I would have put my white piece down, then the strips, and then this piece would have went last. Just close it. And then with this, I just always used my little bone folder or piercing tool to get those out of the way. And then I just ran my fingers over them just to make sure I was getting that seal, and then I would let it dry. And then once it dries, you can open it just like that. So thanks so much, you guys. I hope I'm having fun in Orlando. I'm sure that I am, and I can't wait to get the catalog, come back and share swaps with you guys, and I'll share my other card that I made 50 of. It's a box card, I will tell you that. And it is, I love it. All of my cards were fun fold cards. So thanks, guys.